Hi, this is Micornus, Phokane, the leader and the founder of Church Governance Solutions. Today, we want to address the topic that speaks about how do you identify that you are a wrong member in a specific church? How do you identify that you are a wrong member in the church where you are? And we want to declare as Church Governance Solutions that there are people that are misplaced. There are people that are in churches where they are not meant to be. There are people that are even participating, and some of them are even part of leadership structures, but they are purely not meant to be in those local churches. It is very important to find a local church, but it's more important to find a real local church where you are fitting, a local church that is where you're meant to be, a local church where God would love you to be. So it's very important to do that. And that's the reason why we want to address this topic, because we want to help some of you who are in churches that you might be misplaced. And we hope that this helps you to identify if you're a wrong member in this particular church. The first thing is that attending the church without worrying to know the vision, because there are those of you who have attended the church, you've been in the church for a very, very long time. You've been there for 10 years, 11 years, and so on. You don't even know what is the vision of that church. And you don't care to know about what is the vision of the church. And I mean, we are having people like that. You say, but is it true? Yes. We're having people that are in churches for a very, very long time. And they don't dare care about knowing what the vision of the church is. Because remember, when you know the vision, you'll be able to participate appropriately. When you know the vision, you'll be able to be part of that vision and be supportive to that vision in a proper manner. But people don't care about visions of the church, but they are part of the churches anyway. Now, that actually speaks to you being a wrong member in that church, because you cannot just be a passenger in a train that you don't know where it is going. You cannot be a passenger in an aeroplane that you don't know where it is going. It is very important to know the destination of that ministry, the destination of that church before you join it. Because if you join the ministry without knowing the vision, then you are in a wrong church. And we emphasize this as Church Governance Solutions because many are not aware that you don't join churches because it is just closer to your home. You don't join this church because it is a nicer building and it is accessible. And you don't join the church because of how handsome the pastor is. You don't join the church because the members are good to you. No, you join the church because of the vision. So the vision of the church should be the one that attracts you to become a member of the church, because you would know that this aligns with your purpose and you'll be able to contribute more productively in that particular church. So therefore, the vision of the church must be known by you. It is very, very important. Now, the second thing that is very pertinent and very important that we want to emphasize that you should know that you are either a wrong member in that church is not concerned about being part of the church departments as well. There are those people that have attended churches for many years, and they're just sitting in the pews. They're not part of anything. They are sitting in the pews. They're not participating in anything. Because when you find yourself as a passenger and you're not participating in that particular church, that might as well be just a sign that you're not fitting well in that particular church. Therefore, you don't find where you can participate. You don't find the department that you can be part of. You don't find where you are gifted in to be part of. So therefore, it is then problematic because you will be a bench warmer in that church and you're not participating. And most of the time, the people that are not participating, then they become bench critics. And therefore, they start to see wrongs and how people behave wrongly, how people don't love them, how the pastor don't care about them, and so on. Because you are so much preoccupied about watching others doing things while you are not doing anything. And because you're not doing anything, everything that has been done by others is wrong or it's not done in a proper manner. And I'm sure you know exactly what I'm talking about. Now, but that is just but the sign that shows you that you're not befitting in that church. You are in a wrong church. Because if you're in the right church that you're supposed to be, you will be able to find a place. You will be able to find where to participate. You'll be able to find what you need to be doing in that church. Because if you don't find what you need to be doing, you are actually struggling in finding how you should actually fit in that church, you might be in a wrong church. And that's why we emphasize that as well. Now, as Church Governance Solutions, we are restoring godly order in the house of the orderly God. In real sense, in orderly manner, there should not be any member of any church who's sitting and watching. You must be participating in something. You must be part of the programs of the church or departments of the church, because that will show that you are in the right church, therefore. Now, another thing is having no worries about the participating in the church activities, because sometimes you are not in a department, sometimes you are in a department, but you are not participating in church activities. So it's very important that you participate in church activities. When you find yourself finding it difficult to participate, you must know that you are not fitting hand in glove in that particular church. Therefore, it might be as well be suggesting that you are in the wrong church. So that's one thing that we need to look at as well. Participate, participate, participate. The other thing is being comfortable in coming late and leaving early at the church. You know, people like that who would come anytime, they don't even bother. They don't even bother to come earlier to make sure that things are organized. They're not bothering and coming early to see that the service starts in time and it starts properly and everything runs well. They don't bother because they are not part of anything. And the very same people could actually, you will find them just leaving earlier and they don't care because they are not part of anything. So they come late, they can even leave early. So they're not committed in anything at all. And these are type of people that I want to address today and say that might be suggesting that you're in a wrong church, because in a right church, you would be interested in going early to make sure that things run well, in making sure that you intercede in the morning and prepare for the service, in making sure that everything is in place. And also you would not leave early because you want to see things to finish. You want to complete that which you've started already. And that's very key, and that we emphasize that as well. And I believe strongly that when you find yourself don't caring about coming early and leaving at the right time when the church service is done, you might be indicating to yourself that you're in a wrong church as well. So be careful of that as well. Now, also, it is showing that you are a wrong member in a church when you're not interested in church announcements as well. Remember, the church announcements are indicating to us the following week what will be happening, the following month what will be happening. The programs of the church are being announced in church announcements. So therefore, if you're not caring about listening to church announcements, to you church announcements are nothing, or they're not saying anything to you, you are totally in the wrong church. You are misplaced here, because people that are in the right church, they want to know what's happening this coming week. They want to know what is happening this coming month. So therefore, they know that the activities of the church, they mean them to be participating. They mean them to be part of those church activities. So therefore, announcements are not made for anybody else except me. So if I am in that church and I'm part of the church and I'm the right member in that church, what will happen is I'll be interested in announcements to know what is happening. And you find people coming to church and immediately after the word, before announcements, they walk away. And then you walk away, rushing home. And of course, there's nothing that you're going to do, but you're bored by announcements. You don't like announcements. You don't like to be part of announcements because you know that announcements are going to order you to fast and pray during the week. The announcements are going to tell you to be part of Bible studies. The announcements are going to tell you that somebody has died. We need to take prayers to that house of that individual. So you don't want to be part of those. And that's the reason why you don't want to even hear announcements. And therefore, you want to miss every single announcement because you don't want to be part of that announcements or participation of that church. And that's very important that you realize through this that you're not a member in the right church, that you are actually subscribing to the wrong church. That is problematic as well. And we address it as Church Governance Solutions, that you must seek for the church where you're befitting. Also, avoiding close association with committed members. And when you see someone walking away and they want to be in their own small corner, they don't want to associate with committed members because they know when you are associated to committed members, you're going to be recruited into being committed. And you're not ready to do that. you are in a wrong church, say you are in a wrong church, madam. And I want to emphasize that be careful not to stay in the wrong ship and go to the wrong destination. Please jump the ship and go and look for a church where you'll be fitting, where you will participate, where you will be part of, where you will be part of the vision, where you will serve God better, because you would be in the right place where you need to be participating in the kingdom of God. So this is very, very important that we emphasize that as well. And we also let you know that you must be interested in announcements. You must be interested in being part of the committed members as well, or associating with them, because you will be able to communicate those things that you need to communicate in order to run the church in a proper manner. And majority of the people that are not part of this particular church, they don't want to associate with committed members, and they feel very ill of committed members, because they will also even try to discourage them and tell them, no, you're trying to make yourself smart by committing that much. You're trying to become the man, the woman in the church by committing that much. They are actually the first ones that are trying to discourage committed members. And you must know, when you start doing that, you are not actually in the right church. So please check that. The other thing is, you are not prepared to financially support the vision. When you start to find it difficult to pop out money in the church where you are, you must realize that you might be in the wrong church. Because when you're in the right church where you are fully invested, you want the progress of the church, and you would know that money is part of those resources that will make the church progress. Now, if you cannot contribute your money, how should this particular vision progress? And who must then pop out money that needs to facilitate the progress of the church? If you are actually finding it difficult to release your finances into the church, to give finances into the church, you are totally in the wrong church. And I want to urge you to start looking for a church where you're supposed to be, because there you'll be invested. Your finances will be invested there as well. You will have no problem in popping out money in the right place where you are. Now, many people that are finding it difficult to contribute money into the vision or into the church where they are, purely, it might be an indication that you're in the wrong church. So please check that as well, and go and find the church where you can participate with your finances as well. Finally, feeling no accountability to report when you are absent from the church, when you are not in church, when you are away, you are not reporting to anybody, and you don't feel obligation to do so, then you might be in the wrong church, because also it may show that you are not accountable to anyone. But people that are accountable, and they know that this is part of me, I'm part of this church, the church is part of me, I'm in the right church, people like that will report when they're not going to be there. They will report when they're going to miss church, because they know that if they're not there, it will affect other people. So please, when you find yourself not having obligation to report, you must actually check yourself. You might be in the wrong church. And we want to warn Christians that are in wrong churches to start going and finding out the right churches where they're supposed to be, because God expects you to serve in your local church. And if you cannot serve in the local church where you are totally misplaced, and therefore you need to find a church where you can serve. I want to end up here today, your host, Micornus, Phokane. I'm the leader and the founder of Church Governance Solutions. Before we check out, we want to remind you of our social media platforms. Our Facebook page, Church Governance Solutions. Please like that and follow us on that page. And also Micornus Phokane Facebook page. So please like it, follow us. And we have posted a lot of these videos, and follow us on those. And may the good Lord bless you as you follow us on our YouTube channel as well. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's under Young Men Empowerment Forum. And also make sure that you also follow us on TikTok as well. And the good Lord will bless you. And we know that you will find the right church where you are befitting, and the good Lord will bless you. Allow me to check out right here and say cheers for now.